Thank you.
Tell me you changed your
Not
mind.
right now, maybe. Just let me get my breath and get my composure. I got tissues, you know, don't start, Abby.
There you go.
Look.
There you go.
3, 2.
Yeah. What'd you say with Edison? About crying and, you know, you started. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, right here, bud. Right here, take that.
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. All I wanted to do was just go out the door, okay?
Very good. Tell me you changed your mind for staying another year. That's really.
Then you're soda. Thank you.
Could I get a picture? Yes. Nothing you see, dude. In the corner, Danner. You know, if anybody's going to go off middle of the line, I'll just turn it off. All right. Can I have your attention, please? All right, let's get started here. Good afternoon. On behalf of Brigadier General Michael Kniff, the Adjutant General of New Jersey National Guard and the New Jersey Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, I want to welcome everybody to the first and last Dick Danner Annual Retirement Party. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize a few of our special guests. Brigadier General James Grant, Chief of the Joint Staff, New Jersey National Guard. Mr. Ray Zawacki, Deputy Commissioner of Veterans Affairs, New Jersey Department of Health. Brigadier General Retired Frank Carlini, Director of Veterans Affairs. And now for some really special guests. Dick's neighbor, good friend and neighbor for over 50 years, Miss Doris Von Haven.
You could be in the guard.
Another really special guest, the smarter and better looking of the two, Dick's brother, Mr. Rodney Danner.
We're coming. You never invited me. Well, I knew you had things to do.
And finally, Dick's really good friend, a former Demava employee, all the way from Florida, Mr. Wayne Hunt. All right, and little administrative notes. For those of you who don't know, the ladies and men's room are to my left, your right down this hallway. The tag cannot be here today. Dickie does send his best to you. And please, when you get a chance, if you have not, please sign the guest book over here. All right, this afternoon's festivities are to honor the life and career of a true friend, a great co-worker, and a wonderful individual, Dick Danner. Dick asked me not to embarrass him today. So Dick, I promise you that I will start off gentle. But it will end up as a night that you'll never forget.
Never mind, we won't go there.
Many of you may know Dick as the man to see to get pens and papers and staples. However, those of you who really know him know that you can get a 3-ring binder with a pocket in it. And And then highlighters come in other colors besides yellow. But no matter who you are, we all know that he's the person to see, to share a story, have a good laugh, and have a snack with. You will always leave his office with a smile on your face. If you haven't had the chance, I ask that you take the time later and read Dick's bio in the program.
It's long.
We made up a lot, but anyway. However, there's a lot more to Dick's life than can be written on one page. For example, this past February, Dick turned 70 years old. To give you an idea on just how old that is, when he was born, the average income was under $2,000. A gallon of gas was 15 cents. He graduated Paulsboro High School in 1959 and joined the National Guard in 1964 as a supply sergeant. Now we know where he got all his experience in supply. When Dick first joined the military, he was stationed at the old armory in Camden. And we've seen what's happened in Camden since then.
Things to come.
Later, he did 3 weeks of military training in West Germany, and they haven't recovered yet. In 1975, Dick was placed on state active duty for the infamous Trenton water shortage, of which parts of Trenton haven't been dry since. Though Dick has never served with the 50th Armored Division, he is credited with coining the term Bohica for their use during their demise. And Dick, we know what Bohica means, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Later, Dick joined New Jersey's most elite forces, a combat multiplier, reverently known as the New Jersey Naval Militia. He achieved the rank of Senior Chief Petty Officer and received a certificate of appreciation and a letter of commendation from Admiral Beer for his outstanding service to his special units. Shortly thereafter, the Naval Militia was disbanded. Not that one has anything to do with the other. Dick has also worked some other jobs during his lifetime. He used to own his own newspaper agency and was one of the first to sell lottery tickets. Nobody ever won, but he kept selling them. Later, he worked at a magazine store, a video store, and a novelty toy store. Oh, that's right. It's all the same store. Yes, Dick.
That was behind door number 2.
And by the way, when will we ever get to meet Jim of Jim and I News? And why has it never been known as Jim and Dick News? In preparing for today's event, it was discovered that the National Guard commander at that time who signed Dick's original discharge papers was my father. Now 10 years later, as you work for me, you're retiring from the state. Dick, I have to ask you, was it us? Is it the Preston name? Are we really that bad that you would rather retire than work for us? I mean, come on, Mike DeRizan signed those papers too back then. You've been nicer to him than me.
That's not true.
Truthfully though, Dick, when I mentioned this irony to my dad, he said what we all probably feel. Dick's a good guy and will surely be missed. As you can see, Dick has affected and influenced many lives throughout his career. And Dick, look around you. These are just a few of the friends and co-workers whose lives you have touched. Even Wayne flew in all the way from Florida just to make sure you actually retire.
He doesn't know what's in store for him.
Dick, we are all both blessed and privileged to have had the opportunity in our lives to have met and gotten to know you. You are someone that we'll never forget and will always hold a special place in our hearts. As some of you may know, Dick and his friend were big fans of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings series. Many of us still have the green pen. On the back of your program is a walking song sung by some of the main characters of those books. Bilbo Baggins, Frodo, Sam, and Pippin. This poem is truly appropriate for someone who's about to start a new journey. So Dick, in the words of Bilbo Baggins to Gandalf, It's a dangerous business going out your door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no telling where you might be swept off to. Dick, I know I speak for everyone. May your retirement be the end of one adventure and the beginning of another. May the people you meet be kind, courteous, and loving. May the road you travel be the one of good fortune, fun times, and a long life. Have a great journey. Don't look back, but always move forward. Keep in touch, and don't be a stranger. I now invite Mr. Paul Kale to give the invocation.
You know, I bet this is not the first prayer said for Dick, and it's certainly not going to be the last. Eternal Father, it is with thankful hearts that we lift our prayer to you on this significant occasion on the retirement of our dear friend and co-worker, Dick Danner. We thank you for the life, skill, and friendship of Dick. We thank you for the great sacrifice in allowing him to serve faithfully and with vigor. We ask your blessing, merciful Lord. The rumor mill tells us that Mr. Danner may be moving to Florida, God's waiting room. Please make sure he gets a good seat. And
I will. That was really nice.
All right.
Thanks, Paul.
Before we sit down and eat, we're going to jump right into the awards. So, General Dick, could you please front and center? Sure.
Hey, good afternoon. As I was walking up, I bumped into Joe Pryor, and she already was getting kind of loud and rowdy. So I said we better get through the awards before lunch and not wait till after. So I just wanted to correct Mark Press on a couple things. I took a few notes. It stretches my imagination that Mark knew so much about a novelty store. I don't know what he was referring to, but I do happen to know that a couple of my friends from the Bordentown State Police Barracks had visited that about a year and a half ago. And I remember Mark Preston's name coming up at that time. At 3 o'clock, I mean, this is a event, I expected this to start. So when I saw Mark Preston sitting up here at 3 o'clock, and 3:12 was on my watch, he stood here for 12 minutes, and I wondered why. Then somebody's phone rang, and I knew Mark had to go outside on the porch and answer the phone. So he was waiting for his phone call before he could start Dick Danner's retirement party. That was my second note that I made. Rodney, it's so nice of you to come up to your brother's retirement. It speaks volumes of your commitment to your family and your brother. And we preach that this is a family-based organization, and it certainly is. Doris, again, 50 years, wow. Nice, it is a long time. Nice of you to come. And I did hear Mark Preston, and this is the third thing I'd bring to everybody's attention. You all started applauding a little prematurely, but he introduced Wayne Hunt. I heard it. I do not make that up. He absolutely did. Yes. But Wayne, it's nice of you to come and honor Dick during this. Now, in the program, I did read with interest as I was coming over here, and there was a typo, and I'd just like to call that to everyone's attention. At the very first line, it says, in 1867, maybe it's not a typo. A quick short story, then we'll get on with the presentations. You know, when I came up here, I really didn't know Dick, heard a lot about him. So I started making my rounds throughout the Damava building. And I heard the name Dick Danner, but never could put a face with the name. So it took me about 8.5 months before I learned that Dick had a cubbyhole in the basement that everybody visited about 5 times a day. So if I wanted to learn anything that was going on within the building, I'd go down to Dick's office, and in the back, in the secret room, there'd be about 20 people gathered. And that's where most business in Damava was conducted. Or I should say, is conducted. Now, I don't know who's going to take over that. I don't know who Dick willed that to, but I have my suspicions. I will tell you, and I can't figure this out for the life of me, and Ed Sain helped me out on this, Ed moved the concessions to right outside of Dick's office. And, Dick bribes people to come down. They wouldn't just come down to visit him, so he has cookies, candies, cakes. And everybody goes down there for about an hour and a half break. 3 times a day. Don't laugh, Paul. I see you down there a lot. There's usually 9 women in Paul and Dick. I could never figure it out, but I'm going to leave that to Mark and his novelty store. So Dick has been visiting this machine outside his office, and he puts 85 cents in the machine to buy a 65-cent bag of potato chips. And he comes in and proclaims to everybody that he's getting a deal. He puts 85 cents in and gets 20 cents back, and he can't figure it out. I actually paid $20 today and got $5 back. So this has only cost me $15 today. So, it's same. In all seriousness, I finally did get a chance to meet Dick Danner. A great man, a great human being, a great patriot, and a great American. And there's a reason why everybody goes down there during the course of the day, Dick. Because you bring personality, you bring the human side of the business to the organization, and it's people like you that organizations cherish. And everybody's replaceable. Nobody's irreplaceable. But some people are just a little harder to place, and you're one of those people that are pretty hard to replace. So again, on behalf of General Kniff, the Adjutant General, I say all the best of luck, Godspeed, and best of health. Thanks, Dick. The Adjutant General couldn't be here today, but he did pen a letter. I'm not going to read it, but it thanks Dick for his faithful service to the organization. So on behalf of General Mike Kniff, the Adjutant General, Dick, it's my honor to present this to you. Really is. Thank you, sir. Now, I know Dick has received this before. Again, Mark Preston made a mistake. He said this is his first and last. Dick's already had 3 retirement parties from different organizations. But Dick, again, on behalf of General Kniff, the highest award to a civilian from the department.
Very nice.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be open next week, okay?
And one more thing, this is a gift from everyone who attended and the department on behalf of everyone. And many thanks, my friend. I'd like to say a few remarks myself.
And you got a few to say.
Yeah, I have a few to say. I actually have to say, I'm just amazed at the crowd in this room. I know I shouldn't be, based on Dick's personality, what he's done for people over the years, people he's met, people he's befriended. He's truly an amazing man. It's been my honor and privilege to have worked with him for over 30 years. Different capacities in the Guard, full-time as a federal technician, full-time on the state side. I can remember coming off active duty as a young E5 and starting at the warehouse as a wage grade 5 and going to Bordentown, and one of the first people I met was Mr. Danner down in the direct exchange room when I was running parts for USPF&O. And we've grown up through the Guard together, served in the 119th, the 117th. Days before GPS, I can remember being lost for hours on Fort Drum trying to get from point A to point B. They were a long time before the daggers and 10-digit bridge coordinates. We were wondering why the artillery fire was getting so close to our contact truck. But having said that, I mean, the times at Fort Drum, the times at Anniston, at the Show Palace, trips to the lick site, my friend, looking for missing K-car parts for our battalion commander, from Ron Olsemer, through George Springer, Colonel Springsteen. I had known Dick, I think, for 10, 15 years before I realized what his actual first name was. We were standing and getting dressed down by Colonel George Springer and he kept referring to someone as Ralph, and he was yelling at both of us. And when he got done, I turned to Dick and I said, "You don't even know who the hell we are." And he says, "That's my real name." But I was in Camden with Dick at the Armory. We moved from there to Pemberton to Bordentown to from C Company to the 119th to the 117th. Trips to Germany, and you're right, they probably never have recovered since we were. But it has been my great privilege and honor to serve with you. You're one of the kindest, best people I've ever met. That's why you have all these friends here today. It's a significant honor to have this many people here because they are all truly your friends, and you will be missed.
Thank you.
If you ever need anything, don't hesitate. And like Mark said, don't ever be a stranger. And
We've had a good time.
you want to say a few words?
No. I just really do thank all of you for coming, and I hope I have served you all well. Okay?
Yes.
Favorite 1 and 2. I just hope the food is there. Don't want to, you guys may go up.
You want to get cold? And you want anything that doesn't have dairy in it?
Nothing dairy, right?
Dairy product. No dairy product.
Where we go?